Welcome and welcome back, guys. It has been a while. Good to be back. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Uh, been busy. I do work a job and everything, so just needed time to take a break. But been wanting to post, but just haven't had the time. So I'm gonna make this a little bit longer video format this time since it has been a while. I'll be doing a technical analysis on AMC, be sharing my thoughts. Has been a while, and towards the end of the video, I'll be going over, the positions that I'm currently investing in, just my strategy, what I'm doing to be compounding and just building my portfolio. So if you guys want to stay tuned for that, you guys can stay tuned. Or if you guys want to just check out after the AMC technical analysis, absolutely fine. So yeah, so let's go ahead and break this thing down. So none of this is financial advice. Uh, just because I'm trading, investing in certain stocks doesn't mean you have to. You got to go with what you have conviction in. So interesting stuff here for AMC. If we keep holding this level, which I think that we will we'll be crossing the 100 moving average pretty soon. The orange is the 50 moving average, the blue is 100, and this red is the 200. And you can see that we're going to be having this golden cross. So we'll be doing some back testing here. We haven't had this golden cross in a very long time, as you'll see right now. Let me actually mute. Okay, so we're going to be doing some back testing. I just kind of took some of the indicators out. That way you can get a better clear view on this. So taking a look here, going to be doing some back testing. We're just going to kind of go back here. You could see that this orange never has crossed, or has not crossed, this 100 moving average in quite some time. This was back here in 2024 when we had that squeeze to $11 back in May. Or no, I'm sorry, this is 2025. Let's back up a little bit here. Yeah, so this is back in 2024. Excuse me, 2024 when we had this squeeze. Price shot up to this 200 moving average just to get rejected. But you could see with all that time, we did not get this cross. It attempted it, time and time, but, it looks like now we're going to finally be getting this golden cross. AMC has really good momentum, but let's just continue back testing just to see how long it has been since the 50 been above the 100. So this was back in August of 2022. This was back when AMC was kind of moving upward, but it was just real quick. It was a quick cross and back down. So it was, back in 2021 was when it, was above the 100 moving average and the 200 moving average for some time. So that's pretty interesting there. Yeah, and I'll be honest. I honestly, genuinely thought that we were gonna be getting a reverse split when it was back, down here. A lot of stocks like ASST, a Bitcoin treasury company, that one did a reverse split. Thought I was gonna be a bag holder. However, price kind of surged upward, kind of getting back to that break-even area. So that's awesome because I could be doing selling covered calls there, be making more, compounding more capital. Back down here, I was considering buying 1,000 shares. I did not buy the 1,000 shares here, just because I do use margin, and at this point in time, AMC was at 100%. It was at 100% margin maintenance, meaning it was not helping my margin. So I just decided to, invest that in something else. But from here, it's a 1x, 100% gain right here from $1 to $2 where we currently are at. You could see right here, I have been bullish. It's just been, overly extended. The good thing is that we didn't stay down here too long, and like now we are beginning to get momentum. For the people that follow Forexia.net, that's with Dylan. He explains his signature trade. Basically, it's like a wedge pattern. It's kind of like a fake out and then squeezing. Definitely looks like a Forexia signature trade. Getting a lot of momentum. So my average price for AMC is $4.40, which is awesome because now the AMC is at $2. Started selling some covered calls. I have not sold any shares yet. I have not sold any shares of AMC, but I am now starting to sell covered calls at $6 strike price. So given the fact that my average is at $4.50 or $4.40, if I sell some covered calls and it goes above $6, I'm okay with selling at $6 because that's about a 40% gain right there. So now, especially that we're getting momentum with AMC, what I'm doing with that premium selling the covered calls, I'm starting to buy shares with that. That way I could be lowering down my average bit by bit. So we are at an area or a time right now. It is 2026. Kind of feels a little bit like that 2022 sentiment back in the year 2022. Back around May, everything was kind of down, and then everything continued to tank, especially with crypto. You could see, right now this is kind of like the sentiment. Will we be going back down to 5 cents with Dogecoin? Personally, I don't think so. I don't think it'll be as bad as 2022 where we stayed there for a long time. If anything, there'll be a stop hunt, but I am still very bullish on crypto. But I thought I just mentioned that. Not every cycle is the same. I think a lot of people are folding. Given all the fact that what's happening with the war and everything, a lot of bearish sentiment. But I'm still bullish. And then, the fundamental side of AMC, has been doing really well with the box office. A lot of bangers coming out here for AMC. Adam Aaron buying, I believe it was like 250 shares or $250,000 worth of shares at $1.50, somewhere around there. You could correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere around there. So, on the fundamental side, it's definitely looking good for AMC here. So I'm going to just wrap up this technical analysis segment right here. Just going to be going over this, the technicals. Considering that the lower time frame moving averages, they are above, the 100 moving average and the 200 That's why it's coming up as a buy. Analyst rating, it's showing a neutral. This is according to this trading view based on 8 analysis, giving stock rating past 3 months. We got a neutral, 2 strong buys, 5 neutrals, 1 strong sell. I'm not sure how often they update this, but so right here you could see this is a yearly forecast. Personally, in my opinion, I think we can be getting back to this $3 range. Let me pull up the charts. Right here there was a huge wedge pattern. It sold off quite a bit. Now we're getting back to this area. I think once we get to this area, this $2.75, $3 range, once we can break above that, I think it's just squeeze territory from there. Strong push, we're starting to get a lot of strong momentum. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm gonna bring out this right here. I'm just gonna draw this out here for you guys. That way we can use this as reference for future. Yeah, once we get above this, it's definitely game on. I'm gonna change this to red. Very key level to get to. Again, I think within this month we will be crossing. This on the daily time frame, we will be crossing this 100 moving average. So bullish. A lot of good stuff here for AMC 4-hour time frame. You could see we actually did cross the 200 moving average. So on the 4-hour time frame, just AMC is looking strong right now. This is, if there's a time to accumulate AMC, not financial advice, the time is now. It's no euphoria kicking in or nothing like that, but there is bullish, there is momentum now. So that's the time to definitely start accumulating. So the second part of the segment, for those people that want to stay tuned and just kind of want to know like what I have been investing in, been kind of working on diversifying my portfolio because I was heavily invested in AMC. So definitely good to be well diversified. So my bigger positions is here with Dogecoin. I have very strong conviction with Dogecoin. So back in 2024, or let me just backtrack real quick for the people that don't know. So this November, I will be hitting my 5-year mark. So 5 years of investing. So kind of hitting a milestone there. I started investing with crypto. I was interested in Dogecoin towards the late of the bull run. Like I was like the tail end, back when it was going down back in November of 2021. That was back when Doge was at, I'll bring up the chart here for you guys just to have a visual. This was back when it was at 23 cents. So it wasn't the best time to start investing. However, I'm glad I got in towards, the bottom-ish, or not the bottom, but towards the middle and not, the top. Because that would have, been sucked. Like I would have to endure a lot more. But I got in, it was somewhere around here. It was, November of 2021. I remember it was around 23 cents. And you could see, it just got bearish from here. So I had to endure quite a bit. It took quite a bit, to be in the green in my portfolio. But Yeah, so I started investing then, and so this is where we're at here on Dogecoin. I did sell a lot, on the 5 cent, 8 cent areas where I started to accumulate dollar cost average. 2024, I sold quite a bit. Um, when it was at 28 cents, I sold half of my position, and then when it went to like 36, 38, I sold the remaining half of that what I had. I sold the other half. I sold another half, so I kept a 1/4% of Dogecoin. Uh, so now, I started accumulating around 10 cents now. I thought I was done with crypto because I didn't think we'd be seeing prices, at where we're at right now. So strong conviction in Dogecoin. So I'm starting to accumulate there. Especially, you don't hear nobody talking about it, but allegedly they're gonna send, the Doge 1 mission rocket this year. I believe it's late this year. So on the fundamentals, there's that. You don't hear nobody talking about that. So kind of interesting, but definitely bullish here on Dogecoin. So Solana, I remember when it was around $24, $30. I remember I was buying stuff, but the thing is, I was trading that, and so I missed out on that. We know, it prices surged quite a bit. I remember selling a little bit of a loss. That was back when I was kind of like new to this. As you get more experience trading stocks and stuff, you got a lot more tolerance. You can endure a lot more. But started accumulating Solana. I believe my average is somewhere around like $88 or something like that. You can see recently it has been tanking. That's fine. Currently, right now, I'm not accumulating anymore. Maybe in the future, I might buy some a little bit more. If it drops even more to where it's at, definitely be picking up more. But obviously, I got AMC. So I have been starting to sell cash secured puts, sell covered calls, just compounding. It's been working really well. I have a trade here with UAME using margin. Don't recommend using margin unless you know what you're doing. As long as you're playing it safe, and you don't mind buying the stock. So I'm selling covered calls with margin, or selling cash secured puts with margin, and if I buy it, then I'll sell covered calls. So I did a trade here with UAME, strike price, selling cash secured puts at $7.50. It was about $8.50 when I got in. So I'm really happy with this position, making, I believe, considering it was very volatile, I think in 1 month, I think that's like an 8% return, which is amazing here. So yeah, it's looking good. Personally, I wouldn't buy at these prices. I would wait for it to drop a lot again. Like I have it at 7.5. So I would get it at a discount. I don't mind getting it at that price. But yeah, so I got a position there. Pretty good sized position on that one right here. MSTR, I actually just barely picked this up not too long ago. I picked up 100 shares. I never like to share how much I pick up because I don't want this to be a contest or nothing like that. That way people want to, try to make more or try to have more shares than other people, and then if it's not a good investment, then that's I don't want to make that about that. But I specifically did buy exactly 100 shares of MSTR, just simply for the fact that I could sell covered calls, do one contract. So I did buy it at $130. It's trading right around there. Might have jumped in a little bit early, but I'm okay at that price. Let's go ahead and look at the chart. So it is at this bottom area with this resistance area. Can it tank a little bit further? Yes, it can, considering Bitcoin has been dropping. Michael Saylor sold, off the top of my head, I don't know how much exactly Bitcoin, but he did sell. But yeah, I did buy around $130, and I'm selling covered calls. Strike price at 135. So with all that said and done, if it were to be above 135, I believe the expirations is June 26. That's about an 8% return. So that's what I've been doing a lot, with this wheel strategy, or selling cash secured puts, selling covered calls. And with those, just compound and just keep doing that when I feel like it is a good time to purchase. I do have Neo. I do have some of that. With the premium that I have been accumulating, I decided to diversify. Started picking up this AG stock. AG, it's a silver. You can see right here, First Majestic Silver Corporation. So it's a silver mining company based off, I believe they have a bunch of locations in Mexico. I did have physical silver at one point. I sold that at a 40% profit. And with that money, I reinvested it, and I've been, selling covered calls with that. So just been compounding. Power of compounding. I mean, I'm definitely seeing the power of compounding. So this is a dividend stock. Very low return is like about a little bit less than 2 cents. So nothing too crazy there. But I am selling covered calls on this. I have it at $22.50 is my strike price. I think after that, after this, if it doesn't get above strike price, I think I'll probably be putting it at $25 just to get more, just to play it more safe, because I really don't want to sell this position. I really do have strong conviction in this one. If I have it at $25, I believe it'll be a 1.5% return for the premium that I'll be collecting. But right here I have it at $22.50, so it's like a 3% premium. Very nice. That is golden, you guys. If you guys are making 2% return or more, covered calls, that is gold, you guys. You guys could just compound that and reinvest. ASST, I have some of this. Plug, I have some of Plug. Clean Spark, I bought it at around $10.30 or $10.50 or 11. Sold covered calls. You could see this was a very good trade. I had my covered call at $15. Since I sold covered calls, the average was at $15.50. So that was a 50% return. Very happy of this trade. Yes, it went to like $18 and I could have made a lot more. That's what happens with covered calls. That's fine. At the end of the day, I'm making money. So what I did with that, I then sold cash secured puts with UAMI. And so far that trade is doing great. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that with a lot. So I got my squeeze plays, which is Dogecoin, Solana, AMC. Starting to sell some a portion of it, selling covered calls. That way I can compound and reinvest in AMC with what I get with the premium with AMC. So yeah, the power of compounding, you guys. trying to, the whole reason why I got into this was to get my mortgage paid off. So that's what I am doing. Very lengthy video. Be trying to post more videos. Probably won't make them this long, but yeah, so yeah, I'll be covering AMC. I'll probably be covering other stocks. Comment down below if there's a stock that you want me to cover, or if you guys want me to, talk, specifically about something. If you guys want me to talk about, the moon phases, I use that as a way to track the time right here. I do use this in Cyclos forest seasons. This is this moon indicator, which I have talked about in my other videos about the moon phases. Definitely looking good. First quarter moon, it did not tank. It started to squeeze, as I have mentioned in my other videos. So looking very good. Comment down below if there's a ticker that you guys want me to cover. Like the video as it helps the algorithm. Appreciate all you subscribers. I haven't been posting, but you guys have still been sticking through with me, showing support. So thank you guys all, and if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It is free. And hope you guys have an awesome rest of your week. And with that being said, take care, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.